something, every day I'm checking the price and it's dipping. Every day I check the price, bad price. I can't take this anymore. I have overinvested by a lot.
Just close the fucking door. Close the door.
Hello, traders. Welcome to the complete and utter 180-degree stream, where yesterday we were rejoicing in the fresh all-time high of Ethereum. Not just a daily all-time high, not just an intraday all-time high, but the highest weekly candle close we had ever received. Highest weekly candle close we had ever received on Binancecoin. Solana had made its highest level since February, and
then, just like that.
Well, you know what? More appropriately.
And then, just like that.
Bitcoin going to zero.
Yeah, things turned around really fast, violently. You know, that one engulfing candle we got on Friday was a complete and utter fake out. I mean, it was just a run to that 200 simple moving average, bled out, and then just started dumping harder. Today, kind of decoupling from equities, for sure. And today, at the lowest point of Bitcoin's price, right? Trading at the same price we were trading at January 20th. So Bitcoin has officially spun its wheels despite fresh all-time highs, once in July, once in August. Same price you were at the very beginning of the year. So I wanted to start the stream more positively, though, because look, dude, I mean, I know it sucks for crypto, but this is why we cover multiple markets. In fact, traditional technical analysis, all the research and studies done on all the structures and patterns and Fibonacci, it's all conducted on the equities market and Forex market, some commodities market. Crypto is a very untraditional market. So rejoice in the fact that Googl made an all-time high today. Remember the one that, hey, we recaptured 168. Great to manage risk. Late June. And the humble beginnings, and here we are. Never before seen prices. Okay, we hit a peak intraday of 210.52, and you just gotta love this channel that extends on. They're just testing, sell-off testing. I mean, it's so well respected. Now, hey, if it pulls an Nvidia, they'll be breaking the supply line soon, and our next target will be $225. That is target 3 of the trade setup. This one has been a wonderful portfolio, wonderful for the portfolio this summer. Really has been an incredible journey, and it's not even over because there are 2 more targets. One's 225. Guess what? The 4th target, the conclusion of the position trade, would be $248. You can't imagine it now. You never can. So let's say TA respect here. Hive in the chat. Because, I mean, dude, I'm telling you, back here in June, everything was crazy. I mean, Nvidia was gone. Microsoft was gone. It was harder. It was like looking for opportunity, man, in late June. It wasn't as easy as you'd think. And it was just like, this is the one. This is it, dude. And it was. It was the one. So, anyway, just started the stream with that. Well, I guess we can, you know, let's look at Tesla real quick, because remember, Last of the Mohicans, multiple stream, every stream, we're looking at Tesla. And I'm just telling you over and over and over, hey man, there's opportunity. There is. There's been opportunity, but man, the engines, the electric engines began to rev finally, you know, after Friday's violent 6.22% pump to break back out of that neutral structure. But before that, they put in that third proportionate valley locally with the 2 peaks, the perfect potential 3 rising valleys. Unfortunately, no confirmed breakout. The confirmation line is always the second peak of that pattern. You went up and tested it, and that was as high as you got. The futures market started selling off. But historically speaking, in between $313 and $400, it's a lot of straight up and straight down. So after a third proportionate valley like this, I would stick with it till $400+. I mean, I don't know how you can be upset about that, dude. It was It was great, and there's still a lot more upside. So all the other Mag 7s were meh today. You know, Nvidia's kind of crazy. It was going for an all-time high today before futures sold off at the end of the day, but rallied again back to the major 1414 fib extension. You know, fell shy, but it was amongst one of your highest daily candle closes ever. That's pretty good considering that sell-off where we saw 168.75. But understand, everyone watching this stream, if you don't know, you probably do, earnings report on Wednesday after market close. So it's going to be like the fireside chats, right? Back in the day, everyone's going to be hovered around their computers and their phones waiting on Nvidia to report. That brings us together. So will we pump? Will we dump? Will we nothing burger? Great question. Big coin flip. Okay, so those are they did okay, man. They did okay. The S&P 500. We're going to go to Bitcoin. Just, after a fresh all-time high on Friday, they sold it off. Most of that selling, again, was in the last, 15 minutes of the day. But this channel here, spectacular. But yeah, I'd hope we don't confirm a top here. That'd be great. But still contained within the channel's uptrend, so no problem, man, after successfully defending the demand line. Hope that holds. Up a little bit. Futures are up with the reopening about an hour and 15 minutes ago. So nice, man. Okay, I guess we'll go back. We'll go look at these cryptos, and then we'll come back to the equities market. I want to start a stream with a positive note because, dude, it has been nothing but negative in crypto. It's awful. It really is. Brutal, right? These are these red magenta lines on my screen. They all represent some form of an all-time high peak. 109.358, 112, 123.231. Okay, old all-time high from January 20th. Old all-time high from May. Old all-time high from July. So that's why they're magenta there. But that's as far as we got. The sellers took the price all the way down there when the futures market temporarily closed for 60 minutes from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. And that's it. We're going for the lowest daily candle close since July 8th. Spinning the wheels, man, all this time. All that recovery just to be at the same price you were at. Though briefly, and euphorically. Same price as 218 days ago. Not too great. Ugh. Okay, so now we're starting to think, they broke the neckline. They did. 112 was it. Remember, we're like, you're good. Everything's okay until they break 112 confirmed. And now we have to discuss the potential double top being confirmed in 42 minutes now with a daily close. So what was going on yesterday with that whale that took his inactive crypto, it was 5 years inactive, and then dumped it all in the market, caused that crazy liquidation event yesterday, $300 billion. And clearly some people got spooked. So
Thank you for all that you do. Can you please look at CGC? It's in the basement and isn't running near inflection points, but the daily looks to have set up bullish bat pattern April to August with bullish divergence and weekly/monthly volume signatures.
Anonymous, thanks, dude, for the 20, and thank you for watching, supporting the channel, stream, everything. Canopy growth, we'll look at it for sure. It's a weed stock, so speaking of weed stocks, Tilray, oh my god. Call options on a joke position, 5 cents per contract. Now 59 cents per contract, so up 1,100%. Wish I put in more, but again, it was just for the 1618 meme. But we'll look at CGC. I doubt it looks. Tilray, it was really just a extension, harmonic, not even a type 2 return. It was yeah, might be selling soon. But anyway, we now have to say, we'll look at CGC. We now have to say, good God, man, is it real? I hope not. I hope it's not. I hate this here too. That's like, oh, nice fake out and just completely rejected, invalidated almost immediately. That's a lower high now. Now you got the high, the low, the higher high, the same low, the lower high. Shoot, now the lower low. The good news is, I mean, this should be some sort of steel wall of support. I mean, right? You would think. But the problem is, I guess, it's only always kind of been resistance. I guess it maybe kind of flipped to support once. And it was when they were breaking that bull flag in July. So you wonder, like, there's really not much evidence of it playing a role as a support literally ever. So we're going to see what it's made of. You lose 110 or 109,358. Then you get right after that, you got the 108.5. You break that, then you're going straight down to 106. Don't want to see Bitcoin below 106, man, because it's going to be a quick ride based on historical price action to 100K. So I'm not trying to instill fear in anybody or like scare you or make you feel bad or try to be negative. I'm just telling you, like, a big support was broken. A big support, as in like it was one time ever it was support. Okay, well, they broke it, and that the criteria of the double top, it is not a confirmed double top till they break the confirmation line. That right there is the confirmation line at the two peaks. So a measured move is definitely, like, if you did measure move, I don't think anyone in here would want me to do it. I would just be conservative with the first peak to the neckline, to the confirmation line, right? You just do this, how you do it, man. That's the size of the structure from the breakdown. Like, let's just, no emotions, no vibes, just the 100% measured move of a double top, if it ever played out, would be $100,763. Don't get mad at me. Don't blame me. That's just how patterns are. Like, it doesn't mean it's gonna hit it, but it does certainly make sense if you're breaking, 106, a quick shot to 100K. Here it'd be $100,700. So I hope not, right? I'm just hoping not, man. But on Bitcoin, there was no strategy for a swing trader, right? There was no structure that could have been identified up here that was awesome. It was just the fact that they were holding 112. Maybe it was a real engulfing candle, and clearly it wasn't. So, okay. I mean, is it not there? Like, you tell me, right? Is it? Should you kill the messenger for just saying, all right, here's a high, here's the higher high, and in that day with Basent or whatever, talking about they're not buying crypto. That stream, it was they have suddenly and violently forced bearish divergence to begin its development, right? Because everything was good, we were building positive Momo. Then the next day, we're not buying crypto with government money. Huge bearish engulfing candle, 4-hour shooting star reversal, and then that positive Momo evaporated in just 3 days after. And now look at the negative Momo. Right, so a high, the slightly higher high, and then the 3-day, I think it was just as brutal. Yeah, it was. Look at high, slightly higher high. It was definitely there. So we were just hoping for 112 to hold. We were hoping that Friday candle was going to save us. It didn't. Look at this, man. Look at this 3-day candle we're about to get. This is a $7,000 negative candle that's going to be painted and confirmed in 36 minutes. Welcome to reality, man. I know Slurpees, but hey, hopefully it holds. You don't know, though. We're really elevated at this point. We have confirmed failure to break. I mean, we've just confirmed a top. and confirmed a top by a second peak, right? First time no one knows, second time everyone knows. But then if you do something like you're doing today for now, you're confirming a pattern that has been researched and studied for a very, very long time, the double top. So you just wonder if the only good news about the double top being confirmed with a breakdown is at least we have possibly, we don't really know the downside potential because there are good candidate areas where maybe there might be some demand to prop the price up. That's about all you got, right? It's not like you're looking left and there's nothing there. You got some stuff and it's taken all year to develop. So, and then the weekly, well, remember the shooting star. Then the shooting star yesterday was confirmed with follow through price action, right? It's not, you can identify a shooting star, but it doesn't mean crap till there's a follow through candle preceding it. And you got that literally last night confirmed with this cemented close, right? And now immediately, down $3,669 on the new week, right? It's not even been 24 hours, 23 hours and 35 minutes or whatever. 25 minutes, I don't know. So you kind of broke a little range they had, but you can see there's still a chance. There's still some support resistance. But yeah, that throws really, really cold water on alt season. Yesterday, dude, again, I tried to articulate it the best I could. The majors were all making headlines, except Solana, kind of. But then all the lesser than loser scam coins were giving us some sort of like promising data, like that higher low in the basement at the correlating at key levels. But I guess if something like this happens on the majors, there will be no survivors. Like key levels, I would imagine key levels have been broken. You have a plethora of double-digit percentage losers. So the things we were looking at yesterday, it was all about being humble and understanding we don't act like we know where the asset's going next. All we can do is identify, hey, potential price action, some reversals, but there still was work that needed to be done, right? There were like no real higher highs being put in. There were some higher lows, but after the higher lows, there were still only lower highs being put in. So it was like, okay, we need to make a higher high. And we're just sitting at some key supports. But we need more, and we never got more. In fact, we got rugged. Okay. Life comes at you fast, man. Bitcoin dominance, I'd imagine, has put in a big green candle today. I haven't looked, to be real. There it is. Nice engulfing. Good God. Hey, the cool thing is, though, they went to 57.7%. This has been plotted a long time. So just rallying, but I guess it's fine until they recapture 60%. Then we're cooked. I mean, if this keeps going, you'd imagine any green candles on Bitcoin dominance is probably terrible for the market at this point. So nice. Bitcoin futures real quick.
You are double bottom?
Nick, it's been double bottoming for like 5 years, to be real. But yeah, maybe. We'll look at it. All right. I promise. Thank you, dude. But yeah, that one's... We have been looking at that a long time, and it's just forever fixed price in the basement. Yeah. If an asset that is worth $500 billion drops 8.9+% in a day, that is dumping hard. You have no conception of what dumping hard is if you don't understand that. What? It's like an inverse God candle on a $500 billion market cap crypto. Yep, that's dumping hard. Sorry. You're not going to get your 20-30% drawdowns unless you got like COVID crash going on, capitulation events, and typically you're close to maybe a bottom or at least sideways. So yeah, it dumped hard today. I didn't say crash. Yeah, they didn't crash, but they dumped hard, so you're out of your mind if you say it's not a dump hard. Weird. People using language. So Bitcoin futures here. Here we are, right? We lost the old all-time high. We gapped down last night and just started running, and now here we are. Key support. You can't lose it. If you lose it, the gap of 103.3 is the target at that point. And there's no controversy. Okay, so we'll say 109, 108.9. To lose that equals, again, minimum the gap fill. And then that's just a gap fill. Like key support resistance, it's a little stronger around the 200-day simple moving average, 100K, which is kind of in line with spot price. So double tap. Extremely, it ended up being like that, right? Bearish divergence. And now you're at your highest level of negative momentum on Bitcoin futures since June 5th. And we look at that 3-day. 3-day candle just closed. It was the lowest 3-day candle close we've seen since July 1st. And yeah, don't want to lose 109, man. That would be pretty gut-wrenching for Bitcoin. All right, just keep it in mind. Not trying to scare anyone. I'm just saying levels are levels for a reason. So
since we started out on Bitcoin, let's go further into crypto.
Ethereum, yikes. We were gonna be kings, man. We were gonna be kings, and then we hit an all-time high literally yesterday. 4,000. Was it 4,955? And then immediately reversed on the new week. And it's crazy that the supply line, I guess, was respected, rejected. 48.6781, the old all-time high from November 10th, 2021, was also respected, rejected. Poor $5,000 alert. My God, dude, you want to see some? I mean, I don't even want to show it, but like, I was literally about to mint my first NFT in over 4 years. And I haven't, because we never saw 5K Ethereum. We have an old NFT that was in preparation for the 5K, and it never got minted because we never saw it. And I'm minimal where we were going to do it, even though NFTs are dead. But yeah, it didn't happen. Did not come to pass. So to lose 43.84 here, not good. I mean, to lose 43.84, you got a $4,000 target on Ethereum. The good news, at least, is like if you're saying double top stuff, the neckline, confirmation line isn't until 4,074. So you just better hold 43. Hope 43.84 somehow holds today, which it could. It could. They could just rally it in 27 minutes and whatever. We close above it, but yeah, you don't want to lose that. It's not good. You've lost the bullish control zone now. You're 53. Yeah, pretty brutal day. If you bought in the past 3 or 4 days, it's yeah, you're wrecked. But I mean, like, my God, dude, what you're buying at resistance? I mean, it felt good. It was like, man, maybe we're gonna do it. We're gonna actually break up. Nope, couldn't do it. 3-day, yeah, 3-day, not the worst thing in the world, but it is 6 days. 3-day, 2 rejections of the old all-time high. 1 day, 1 3-day, 2 3 days. Not great. Weekly. Well, you can't say it hasn't been a spectacular summer. I mean, just think about where Ethereum was at its low point mid-June to where it went. I mean, it went up 133% in 63 days. The second largest crypto in the entire world. That is phenomenal. That's wild. That's life-changing stuff. But here we are on the week, already down, yeah, $404, 8.46%. And yeah, you're just hanging out at that May 2021 old all-time high. To lose it, you know you got a date with 4K, 39.30. There's no bearish divergence or anything, thankfully, on the weekly. Nothing like that. Weekly looks good. I mean, oscillator-wise, just got a little overcooked. And you pull back. Man, a back test of 4K in actuality would be good. You reset the oscillators. You back test and confirm the pattern's validity as support, because when they broke it, it was just straight up. So, I mean, a check back, nothing wrong with that. They were going to do it. So, if things got bad, but we'll see. XRP. Oof. I mean, oh, they're going to type 2 the M shape here? I don't know, man. I'm not a fan of XRP below $3. Definitely not a fan of XRP below 290. Two different discernible swing highs. Not really a big fan of the most recent piece of data, which is the bullish engulfing candle was completely invalidated, and it was a formal lower high. So if they can pivot here and rally it and get back above $293, then we got a type 2 return of some 4-hour scrub M shape. But you haven't seen positive momentum on XRP since July 24th, and here we are. It's August 25th, over a month. Yeah, it's maybe looking likely we might see 272 again. You better pray it doesn't break, because then it's the bad action magnet move of the big bullish M shape we've shown on screen before. 210 being your pattern completion zone. So yeah, to lose 290 equals pretty much most likely 272. That would be the target here if this is real. Only down 5.5%, so kind of mild compared to some of the other losers today, which is kind of crazy to say. TA exhibit, no, I don't monitor mentally ill people, sorry, in the space. But yeah, that's pretty unfortunate candle today. To lose $3 makes me way more cautious and not feeling as good about this one. You know, just think about the high, then the up thrust, and this was the up thrust, the back test of up thrust, and now, oh God, you know, it's like inverse Tesla. Here's a peak, here's a second peak, here's a third peak. Oh God, don't do it, man. Lots of weakness. All right, yikes. Good look at the weekly. Dude, yeah, weekly below 290 makes me want to kind of vomit a little bit. Just being real with you, looking at the weekly, there's just nothing here until minimum 260. And at that point, you've very well broken the bad action magnet move. So there's, yeah, you better recapture 290 this week soon, or it's going to be lower on XRP, lots lower. Squeeze the top. And then, man, that's such a perfect bearish back test. Hard to ignore those variables. Just like we wouldn't ignore a spring back test of spring. We love those. Those are like the best. Unfortunately, it's inverse world. It's like, ugh, yeah. Okay. So we'll look at Binancecoin. Yeah, congratulations on the all-time high. On the weekly close, never got to that 1414, just drawn down, but still, like, it's not too bad. I mean, you're not too far off the highest level ever. I mean, they could take this all the way down to 750 and put in the highest low literally ever on this chart. So faring better than many, but it's just hard to argue. Like, you're up here, even if they give it even another up thrust to 905 or maybe 940 or something crazy happens, you're still developing some serious bearish divergence. It's just when will it really play out? Because it's just kind of, oh God, it's go, and then they pump it up just a little more. But it doesn't invalidate like divergence's development. I mean, right? You're still a higher high, slightly. You still have waning levels on your oscillators. That implies buyers are getting tired on the daily at least, not the weekly, just the daily. And you've lost the bullish control zone, the lowest RSI reading since the beginning of the month. You know, you're neutral now, 52. It's not a great spot for a long, ever when you're up like at these levels. Even if it kind of extends a little more. Squeezing shorts probably. Okay, and Solana. Wow, man, how the party was and how it wasn't. Sell wall.
Looks like bottom could be in.
Oh god, Hageki. Cold water on the party. Thank you for the 2020. Repeating, of course. Yeah, big sell wall at 206. Clearly, the traders could never settle up above that level. And a big old bearish engulfing candle going to be confirmed today. Almost 10% inverse God candle. Wiping out a lot of the gains for the past 3 days, but not all of them. But to lose 191, 198 seriously sucks, because that to me is where big reversals happen, where the next target below 191 given enough time is 160. So I'm wondering, is this real? Is this a real ascending triangle? I guess it's going to be put to the test, because Solana's probably going to test this demand line here, dude. Probably going to go see 183, 182. And if it breaks, chances are, 160 on deck again. Yeah, it's spinning the wheels. Trading at the same price it was trading at in February. Same price as it was in March of last year. Not an investment. Just not, dude. And then you got stuff like Dogecoin. Yikes, man. Another top 10. Oh, man, that's brutal. So we might very well be setting up for a 16.3, 17 cent Doge now. Because now the data is, here's the high, the sell-off, the lower high than previous high, the sell-off, and then a slightly lower high than this high. And it's pretty local. So it's like local confirmation. And to lose 22 cents like this again is bad. I mean, you're very well going to be closing at your lowest level since August 6th. And yep, not good. That was some bad stuff right there, because it could have been okay. We could have been all right, man. Just this new data is so bad. It's so bad, dude. They're just like, yes, it will be a lower high. Whoa, okay. It will certainly, yeah, you're right. It will be a lower high than the previous local high. And that high is lower than this high before it. Yikes. That failed. I mean, yeah, it's pretty much failed. It looked good. It looked really good. And then chopped in the lower high. Look, man. This is how you can see what's happening now. The failure from buyers to go test this high they tested in July. They tested in August. Sell off to the slightly lower low. That's pretty much when you're stopped. If you were trying to play that. I didn't post a trade setup of this because it just... the context of where it wasn't that great. But then they rallied it, and you got a lower high, and the inability from buyers that were testing 24.8 cents. They were no longer able to test it before rolling over. And to lose 22 cents is death. Death to any argument. That is everything. The candle closes on the daily and the weekly, going back even further. Now it's like, okay, you got some distribution established. So typically in these situations, the value is lower, right? Low to high, waiting for 886s. Yep. Today really did a number on these charts. I can't imagine some of these lesser thans, that's real nasty right there. I mean, I think probably, let's see. Maybe we'll look at Tron real quick, because it's top 10 too. Try to look at all these top 10s just to... down only 5%. Oof. Big yikes, man. That's one of the nastiest candles we've seen all year on Tron. Wow. And there was nowhere. I mean, it just happened because the collective macro, I guess. But yep. This curved line looks like they're about to break it, huh? I mean, this is nuanced anyway. We're not trying to take longs on curved lines. The curved line is a tool so you can conceptualize the parabolic move, the acceleration of demand. So, I mean, it holds or breaks, it's of no consequence. But I would just say if you were gonna mark down more than maybe 32 cents, because that's the height, that weekly candle close from December. So, bad day here, and maybe the curve line's gonna break soon. And then you had Cardano that was also trying to hold the support, and then it wasn't, and it's just like, man, this is devastating. This is devastating to any argument for any long. You can't do that. You cannot recapture key level, then try to confirm it as support, and then immediately reject everything. I mean, like they actually, on the flip side, right? It was support on the bottom of the zone, and then today, what they do? They confirmed the top of the zone as resistance and marked down and going for the lowest daily candle close since August 11th. And now you can clearly see like a high, a low, and a lower high. I mean, that's brutal price action. So you're back in the 2025 downtrends channel. You have confirmed 92 cents as resistance. You've now all of a sudden made a local lower high than previous high. So I would think 79 cents is on deck, and quite possibly 68.8 cents. It's all about the levels. If they could recapture 92 cents tomorrow, hey, could be speaking a completely different tune, but that is really nasty. That's just the worst case. No hopium to smoke on below 91 cents. Gross, man. Man, crypto pretty much sucks, man. It just does. Litecoin decent looking, you say? Well, I mean, decent, like fine, like a fruit fly. I mean, like if they can hold 105, 109, 110, then yeah, maybe you're okay, but if they don't, then you're just going to be coming back down to 96, and I'm not even going to have much confidence about 96 because that's not a key inflection point. I mean, to lose 105 typically means, oh, we're going to $84. So the most recent piece of data we're receiving on Litecoin is this pathetic, like, joke high, and it's lower than the highest high that hit perfect resistance points. I mean, this was an old short trade setup on Litecoin. It was wonderful, and lo and behold, they kind of tweezer topped it, and now a lower high has come in. But no lower lows yet, which is fine. That's good, but you now have at least one small piece of data that's not great. Yeah, but yeah, not the worst thing in the world. You really do want to hold 110 though, dude. 105, definitely. But it'd be awesome to hold 110. Yeah, meh. Lowest relative strength reading since, wow, late June. Crypto, dude. Better markets, always has been. Oh. But hey, you know what? In the end, August, certainly living up to its name. Chop of chop. Bad month, historically, and history repeats itself. Yep. Oh, all-time highs, and 12 days ago, and then, oh, wow, Bitcoin's down 12% in 12 days. That's like 1% a day. And then altcoins down, some are down way more than that. Yeah, we're gonna call the government. They said they weren't gonna do anything though, Jay. So that's the problem. Head and Shoulders too. Yeah, kind of scuffed looking. I don't know. Neckline's not really well developed. Maybe they're developing now. Yeah, super disappointing. And then here you got this. Okay, this is where it's like an anomalous crypto that was doing things before many other were doing things, and now here we are, and it's like, oof. Here's Bitcoin Cash. Right, beautiful. I mean, perfect specimen. Bear shark pattern. Hit that pattern completion zone, reacted a little bit, went a little higher. That's fine. It doesn't invalidate it. But look where the pattern completion zone is. Oh, left shoulder head, right shoulder. You're kind of like, I mean, dude, no problem. You're not really making lower lows yet in any regard, but you can kind of just see what's been cooking here. Ugh, like that's kind of going on Bitcoin Cash right now. I mean, speaking about levels, like the target is $483 to $500. Like that's on deck. So not a great time to long an asset that has been running a C to D wave and is completed and is now kind of trying to confirm its completion with momentum shifting into the hands of the sellers. So, you know, your target's probably $483, $500 here, unless some miracle happens. Hey, dude, Brad Pitt bought Bitcoin. What? You know, unless you get something on Bitcoin, I mean, it's just kind of sitting there like, I hope it fails. I hope we go 113. I hope we break out, but it might be time to pull back some because it's just been non-stop since early April. Bitcoin Cash been uptrending. And then, gosh dang, dude, it really was. In the end, you know, I thought maybe they would buck it because the trend was so powerful. I genuinely thought it might be good, but in the end, didn't stick with my gut on this one. It's an 886 Gartley, and all they did in the end was type 2 it. Freaking genius makers, market makers. Right, that slightly higher high up to 23.57. They tested it. Where is that? Swing highs back from 2021, reversals from 2022. They went up for a type 2 return, and look at it now. It's just phenomenal. The lowest price seen since early May, and you probably heading to 1194 here. Good God, if that's your target, I mean, this thing loses half its value. So from the highest point to where we are now, it's down 38% in 27 days. Way worse than Bitcoin. Yeah, so Bitcoin Cash and Maker were the front runners. They were the leaders. They were running before literally everything else. And look at them now. So I just hope they are not prophesizing what's coming for everything else. That would really suck. So the early runners are now concluding. They've concluded their patterns, and now they're maybe... Bitcoin Cash isn't too bad yet, but it does seem like there's at least some more downside to see a support again. To lose 1744 is... Yeah, it's cooked, man. There's, yeah, way more downside. I mean, I'm thinking, like, nothing else makes sense at all, dude, until $1,100. Or, I'm sorry, $1,200. That is the target on Maker. So there's still another... 20% downside on this thing. It sucks, man. But hopefully it puts in a higher low than the previous lows and runs again once it gets there. All right. So sorry, I knew like looking at crypto was just gonna be this way, man. Today, the crazy whipsaw. U.S. futures, S&P top left, top right Dow Jones. Yeah, Dow Jones Industrial Average, and then Nasdaq bottom left, and small cap Russell 2000. Bottom right. Kind of flat today on the index funds after such a beautiful Friday. At least I mean, maybe they're going to catch it up, but like at least the Friday pump did not get completely wiped out and then some like we saw in crypto. At least on these markets, they're still kind of up there, right? Just kind of oscillating after the pump. So definitely a better market. And then the Russell 2000 hit that resistance from history, but also kind of the supply line of the channel, overbought threshold, and pulled back too a little bit. But and the Dow Jones is amazing because it's still just trading above the old all-time high from November and January. Still above it, man. Above 45,100. All good. Okay. So let's look at the other Mag 7s. Just to, you know, continue. We looked at Google, we looked at Tesla, they were phenomenal. We looked at Nvidia. Okay, well, let's look at the other ones. So there aren't many left. Let's look at Meta. Meta, after that bullish engulfing candle on Friday, held it. 740, you're trading above it, you're good. I mean, life is good on Meta. Anytime you're trading above 740, you're uptrending, you're above the old all-time high, and you're just sitting there. So you got to think about Meta trading at the same price it was trading at, or a little bit higher than it was, maybe by percent, over the past 193 days. So spinning the wheels and threatening maybe falling below it if things don't go well this week into next week. We're going into, right, September is like genuinely the worst performing month of the year for everything. So I hope 740 holds. Okay, Apple was down 0.26% today. Man, it is just, you got a few pumps because of catalyst. Tim Cook goes to the White House, then hits resistance and then sells off. But
Thanks
hey,
for being with us through the good, bad, and ugly.
So bumpa lumpa. Thanks, dude, for the $5 super chat and the kind words. Yeah, pretty ugly today, but not dead yet. At least we got a few more supports below us to be tested. If hey, they're testing 109.358 right now, and it is holding for now. That's to the cent. So with Apple, I mean, hey, there were good levels to maybe take a shot strategically, and those times are gone. And maybe if you get a back test at 220, 216, could try to play again with it. But for now, it's just sitting in between two levels. Flip your coin, it's at 232 next. Flip your coin, it's at 220 next. I mean, if you're an asset sitting in between two inflection points, a swing trader, it's just a gamble. It's just flipping coins. And even if it's at inflection points, it doesn't necessarily mean you have an edge. You need a structure to develop, consolidation structure. Okay, Amazon down 0.39%. One of your worst performers of the day. Just kind of nothing burger. I mean, they have failed. They have up-thrusted and back-tested the up-thrust of the old overhead resistance from December of last year. And that's it so far. It was a really nice candle on Friday. But I wonder if there's enough demand to go test 232.50 again after this beautiful W shape completed. Gotta wonder here. Super tough. I mean, this is like you're on the tail end of a C to D wave, so the risk is higher. The premium is certainly higher, highest ever, due to the nature of it being at near all-time highs. So that's where we are on Amazon. And then Microsoft, the worst performer today. Well, we know here it's all about the weekly, okay? The weekly, spectacular. Send it to 467 so we can say the TA, not just respected, but revered. TA revered at 467. The Evening Star, right? Play by play, 1 week at a time. The Evening Star candle finally developed after this insane record close streak. And then the next week was the confirmed candle. It confirmed the Evening Star as a reversal with follow through. And then we got the real follow through. And now we've got immediate more follow through. First day of the week. So, and there is zero support that exists until 467, and it's just a potential support because it's never been regarded really as support, I guess, unless you're talking June 9th's low. But that might be it. I mean, beautiful to identify that. So, yeah, it was a matter of time, dude. What do you expect? After that crazy earnings were just gapped up. It was comical. That's a crazy candle. Hits the 1618 first time ever. And never again. So thought we had maybe a morning star, but the weekly supersedes the daily. And no fall. I mean, you guess you had fall through, but immediately rejecting any fall through. That was, we'll see how close. Man, we were real close, weren't you? I can't even tell. No, it wasn't. It closed higher than the close on the 21st, so. Yep. Those are your Mag 7s, dude. We're not gonna these requests. We had a couple, right? Or man, maybe we should just look at total, because total in the end was our friend so well. because you got it. You got the top of the chain. It was perfect. This was it, man. This was the key to the city. You got that nice engulfing candle, and then you just roll over, and now we're probably waiting on 3.6 to 3.67 trillion. And if you don't hold that, I mean, just below you is the demand line, 3.57. But to lose 3.62 trillion is probably, look out. Be very careful. Look, man, the bearish divergence on total market cap, it's so clear. It's so evident. Three-day candle close in 15 seconds. I mean, it's there from this eye to this eye, but not as clear. But that negative Momo building, bearish engulfing candle will be confirmed now. In 3, 2, 1. Total market cap. Lowest 3-day candle close since August 2nd. Bearish engulfing candle confirmed. And we would call this a bearish bamboozle because the previous candle was a bullish engulfing candle. Anytime you get a bullish engulfing candle and the next candle is completely bearishly engulfing the bullish engulfing candle, we call that a bamboozle. So it was a bearish bamboozle. That's what I call it. Whatever. Someone put that in a book, dude. And yeah, you got a date, I think, with 3.62, 3.67 trillion daily. Here's your daily. Lowest daily candle close since August 6th. And now we have some sort of piece of data that is a lower high. Oh, man, we hadn't seen a lower high since June 11th. And that manifested into a lower low than previous low, and we ended up bull flagging or whatever. But just saying, right? Here's the high. You see the high? You see the higher high? You sell off, you make the lower high. Oh, then the lower low. So we did the high, the higher high. Now we're making a lower high. So it's like, pay attention to maybe the price action we got. Okay, Bitcoin. That was the lowest 4-hour candle close we've seen since early July. But at least we closed above 109.35801. That old all-time high from January 20th. Well, we can look at just, we'll go on the 8s. Ethereum. We closed. Wow, look how close, man. Look how close we were. We did close, unfortunately, below 43.8409. Look, the old all-time high from May of 2021. Not my opinion. It's just there. It's that wick high. You can barely see it on my screen. It's just, that's where it reversed. So, with confirmation of a daily close, below it. And that's it so far. So you just got to think about the high, the sell-off, the slightly higher high, at resistance. I hope it was all a bad dream. We just pumped 10% tomorrow, but oh, that was 1 and 2. Kind of like some confirmation highs. That's crypto. Okay. Let us look at the couple of requests. CGC was the first one for Anonymous. We'll continue to monitor Bitcoin on the screen above my head. Oh, Canopy growth, very nice. Up 13.39%. Yep, just like Tilray. Tilray doing better though. Yeah, you just got a basement dweller. I don't even know if it made. I think I've been here and we tried to fib extension. It's like it didn't do anything. Nah, you can't even fib extension it. Yeah, there was no like pattern really. I don't think. We could have tried to mess with it maybe from this low to high. Yeah, near 1618. Or that'd be like a bat pattern. I'm sorry, not a bat, but a crab pattern down here. But yeah, structurally, I don't think you went deep enough for. My God, it could be a Gartley though. Let me just mess around here, like an exit. It was this. It looks more like a. I don't know if it's maybe 618. Oh my God, it was C.786. You have an actual real Gartley in, outer space or underwater, right? Mariana Trench. I mean, inverse price discovery, but it's here. It developed. Wow. Type 1. But you just got to wonder, Tilray had its own pattern. One of Gartley. You wonder if the bottom's in on this thing. I think you maybe say it's over. We're going way lower if you fall below 105. But that is a very interesting structure, and with no historical context, no help from supports looking left, nothing like that. But that is a freaking Gartley. It's real as F, dude. It's not even a joke. I mean, it'd be nicer if the B to D wave was a 1414, because the 786 confluent with a 1414 on a Gartley is the best combination you could ever dream of. We've had some of the most spectacular reversals. ACHR, the legendary Bitcoin Gartley. There was a cipher pattern on Bitcoin last summer that was ushered in the price discovery, or the run to all-time highs again. So that's where you're at on CGC. It's very interesting. I'm wondering, like, will this be the bottom, chat, on CGC? Will this Gartley usher in the DEA's hand being forced to reschedule cannabis to not be Schedule 1 or whatever? That's all I can tell you about CGC. I'll just print it so we can refer to it later and be like, oh my God, it was the Gartley, man. It's the Gartley. At all-time lows, but whatever. Interesting. Good request, in a way. You know, you really want, like, hey, dude, 1998, there was like a support back here, and there was a major reversal that you really want to see the M shape develop, and it complete its development right at that support from history, but you just don't have that on this. It's just kind of developed out of nowhere. So, pot stonks. If it was the bottom, it certainly is near the beginning, because you'd be targeting, like, if this was real, you'd be targeting for a gap fill of 279, gap fill, as well as a swing low from March last year, 285, but then 345, 372. That's so much upside. It really would be tons. I mean, crazy. Buy some like 5-cent calls and it goes up 139, 150%. Those would be probably your big targets, dude. We'll see. Nice request though. In the end, anonymous. You say there's bullish divergence on the weekly, monthly. Is there? Let's see here. Weekly, monthly. I don't really see any sort of divergence on the weekly. No. I mean, I think you have a lone Gartley. And you'll be surprised. This lone Gartley very well could be the genesis of a reversal to at least go test, 285 to 345. So I don't really see much here. Yep. Yeah. Okay. Under Armour, UAA. Under Armour. Dude, nah, man. I mean, we've been here recently, okay? And it's like, we were here when the M shape developed a type 1, possibly type 2, and it extended out and just somehow continued to descend to the depths of heck. And let's see, sitting at a support resistance, very real. I mean, what is it, 521 to 540? You're trading below that right now? No thanks, man. I want nothing to do with Under Armour below 521 to 540. You got a shark here. You do. You're still right around that pattern completion zone. But, dude, they have to recapture 521, 540 very soon. They have to. Hey, dude, we got it, man. We got it was up here, and it was like, all right, man. I don't even know if the shark was even there yet. It just looked the triple divergence, and yep, the third peak, and then it gapped down, and now here we are, and it's like, okay, this is what you want. We got the first part of what we coveted, seems, and so if we want to rally, and then we want to sell off and back test it, and then put in a third valley, like 1, 2, and then maybe 3. So it's doing everything that we wanted it to do. Last time someone tipped and paid, and it was up here still. So part one done, but it came from earnings, and so now we got to recapture the level, and then we got to reconfirm it, and then we're in real good shape for risk management. But until then, you're trading below it, so you have no insurance. You're just like possibly staring at it's below this key level where it could collapse. Like, what are you talking about? Look, dude, I mean, to be below this level is scary. Like, you don't want to own an asset that's falling below a level. Look, the reversal, look where it went. It went to 323 that time. Reversal went to $4. Look at this. Reversal, look where it went. It went to 150 after that level's resistance. You got to be above it, and you got to be correlating positively to it, not negatively. And that's kind of what they're doing right now. So it might be worth looking at again if they recapture 521 to 540. But until then, kind of like just wait and see. Wait and see, man. Yeah, yummy. Yeah, it's garbage. It's a garbage stock. It really is bad. Very bad. Like, all it does is make lower highs, lower lows. Even if it held here and rallied, it'd probably run up to 738 again. Maybe broke a little bit and still put in lower highs than the previous highs and roll over again later. It's just such a bad trend, man. No one wants this crap. So, thank you, Nick. All right, let's look at U.S. dollar tether dominance, man. It's been a minute since I looked at that, Hegeki. Thank you, dude.
Have you seen the base that bull is making?
Didn't even know that it was it had enough data, James, but I'll certainly look at it right after this. This is kind of not good. Oh, God.
What are your thoughts on Flux? Thanks.
Hey, I went for a walk today. What's up, dude? Good to see you again. Thanks for the 20. Yeah, so it's good news, bad news thing on U.S. dollar tether dominance. So this old, like, multi-year uptrend, that demand line, the teal line, was broken once and now twice. It's good news that we're trading below 4.7, 4.9%. You got to love that. That means implications could be back to 3.8%. The bad news is you kind of got like an M shape that could very well be putting in a more formal. See, this wasn't deep enough to be considered a true type 2, even though locally you could see a confirmation low and it rallied and it underperformed. It didn't perform great. You didn't see A or C or go any higher. And so it sold off. And now you're just staring in the face of possibly like a type 2 return of this M shape. You're also staring into the face of another shark pattern that is the X, the A, the B, the C. Where is this? It's an 886, dude. It's a perfect 886. Look at that. You got another shark pattern, another M shape completing. So anytime M shapes complete like that, you could imagine like there could be at least a little upside to go test 4.7, 4.9%, and hopefully it fails because like we're in real bad shape on U.S. dollar tether dominance if it's breaking above 4.9%. Because then you're just going to the next big resistances. So that's what's going on right now. So it's good news, bad news, right? It's like it's good that it's trading below key inflection points, but it's bad news that it's almost like this M shape is type 1ing, you reacted, and now potentially you could be reversing. So you don't even have to have the M shape, even though it's there. The M shape is completing, but it's like that. And you said, looks like bottom could be in. Could be, but just looking at some levels. Yeah. Could be in. That's 3 valleys too. 1, 2, 3 now. 1, 2, 3. So it is arguments can be made on both sides. I'll just tell you that. Yep. Sorry. Yeah, Bitcoin on the new day. Not doing too great. Already down 521 points. Looks like we're going for another test of that 109.358.01 level. Get wrecked, of course. Yeah, kind of concerning. because these M shapes, right? So my kind of issue a little bit is the fact that like somehow, right, you're in a long-term uptrend in a way, and all of this has been a downtrend. So the long-term uptrend, the more mid-term downtrend, and now all of this consolidation, which sucks about this, is all this consolidation is happening higher than this consolidation, which is like your trend, your longer term uptrend is still intact. Like the base, the bottoming base is substantially higher than that previous bottoming base. We were getting 2.43%. Now we're getting around 4%, 3.9%. So that's not great for trend analysis because you want this to collapse. You want this to go so much effing lower. Oh my God, dump this thing, because that means like the dominance of Tether is low. So therefore most of the money is in crypto, not Tether. So when this thing's basing out like this at its highest base, you know, or higher base than the previous major one, then it's not great. So yeah, interesting chart for sure. Yep. All right, U.S. dollar Tether. Thanks again, Hageki. Thanks again, Umpalumpa. And then James wants the bull. Weeble, China. It's more China. Jeez, dude. Okay, this one does have... Well, I mean, last time we were here, it was like cup with handle, man. And it's like, dang, dude, cup with handle. Chat, cup with handle. With handle. With handle. So it's become more neutral, I think. It's becoming more neutral. I think maybe the measured move was almost achieved. I mean, like, if that makes all sense. It was here, and then it played out, and then it just hits the next resistance, which again is about the size of the structure, if not a little less. And the reason why we don't see 100% measure moves get hit is because overhead resistance is there before the measure move. This hit it in reverse, but the good news is another higher low.
Could you TA this stock? SMG Scott's Miracle Grow.
What's up, Anon? Thank you, dude. Yes, we will look at that. SMG. Submachine gun, but for weeds. We will look. So you went and you tested this high, and you sold off, and now it's like, okay, this pattern's pretty much played out, and you got a bunch of higher lows coming in, but the problem is you can't just say a bunch of higher lows coming in, but you do have lower highs. You have less market participants involved in August than you had in July. That's for sure. It's confirmed now, kind of. But hey, on the other side of it, you got another possible higher low. So you have more price contraction going on now. You were down about 3% today on a nothing day. Yep, you are kind of, I think you're contracting. Price contraction. And that is more neutral than anything. So, lower highs, but higher lows. Okay. I guess your cutoff on Weeble is probably gonna be 1350 here. I'm not sure you're gonna want to be involved. 1344, that high from March, swing low, swing high, swing high, swing low. That's the level. That's probably your risk management level, your threshold for owning it. So I like some higher lows, but I'm not really enjoying the lower high that's been put in. So that's probably where we're at. Someone could also be like, okay, well, that's happening, but now it's almost like, dude, what about bigger cup with handle, man? It's even bigger cup with handle, man. That's definitely a really well-defined neckline of a cup, but the handle's a little weird, isn't it? Cup with triangle men, I guess. Cup with neutral pennant men. Could be all right. Again, I think you're probably okay above 1344. That's your threshold. If you stay above that, given enough time, probably going to go test 1869 again. You break that, that's when fireworks, because it's pseudo price discovery, because there's like nothing there. There's never been a support resistance that has developed above 1869 until maybe 3340, maybe $63. So you're just paying attention to that. So It could possibly be a level, like close enough to a level where you may be adding a little bit, not much, but maybe a little bit, you know? But we'll see. Still higher lows. Thank you, James, man. Yeah. It might be good. Dude, if it remember, Webull is virtually a major competitor to Robinhood, and Robinhood's chart is freaking nuts. So if it in any shape or form mimics or mirrors its main adversary in the space, we're breaking 1869 and we're going to freaking $30. You know, like, I hope that's the case. But it's China markets are nuts, dude. They look phenomenal. You know, yesterday, China's market, A50, hit the highest level since October 2024. Let's freaking go. There's another stock called Bullish, I think, not Bull, that is like brand new. So, like, no data. That's what I got confused for a second. Flux Power Holdings. Well, I don't know, though. I went for a walk today. There's Flux Scam Coin, and then there's the Flux stock. Which one you talking about, dude? Just let me know. Let me know, dude, real fast so I can go to one or the other. I hope you're in the chat. You can type it. I'll be watching. Oh my God. What is that on the S&P 500? What is that real? Oh yeah, it like sold off for a second. Came back. Stock. Okay, nice. Thank you, dude, for being attentive to the inquiry. Ooh, nasty day today, down 8%. God. All right, never been here before, I don't think. So, electrical products. Well, the issue is terrible trend. I mean, absolutely garbage trend. Like, there's nothing to do on this asset at all until we start seeing positive price action correlation to $2. All we get in a negative price action correlation. Only lower highs, lower lows. Yeah, recently you got some, oh, look, man, locally we got some higher lows going on down here. Well, what if it's just a bear flag? I mean, or a bearish ascending triangle? Or, yeah, we got some higher lows going on, man, but it's just like when you find something out there that is fundamentally incredible or fundamentally way better, and its trend is fundamentally way better, there's no need to go to Flux Power Holdings to pray to hope that maybe we'll recapture $2 and maybe the long-term all-time downtrend will reverse. So it's like, I look at this and I'm like, is it better than Tesla? Sweet mother of God, no. In no way is it better than Tesla. So why would I put money in it over Tesla? Oh, I wouldn't. So there, that's it. That's the end of the analysis, really. You know. You break $2, yeah, we might be onto something. Okay, you break $2, then you're going up probably 33% real fast. But that's a big if, man. You gotta do some. How are you down 8%? The market didn't even do anything today. How are you like below the 200-day simple moving average again? I got nothing for it. I would just not own it. Chat, my XAU to BTC chart just went off. This is very bad for Bitcoin. And someone in the Discord was posting about it ironically, which is so weird. Gold paired against Bitcoin alert just goes off. So let's take a look at it. Sorry about Flux sucking, dude. Yeah, that's it, man. That's very, very bad for Bitcoin. Gold is about to run circles around Bitcoin and performance implied by this chart. Yep, here we are, chat. Why didn't we see an 886 exactly? Because there was support. There was too much support going back to 2021, multiple times that year. So spring back test of spring. Oh my God, dude. Gold's about to do it, I think. This implies that gold's going to go back into price discovery. This chart implies that Bitcoin is going to get murdered. One or the other. Or it implies that Bitcoin's going to do nothing and gold's going to go in price discovery. Or it implies that gold will do nothing and Bitcoin will collapse. All the scenarios is bad for Bitcoin. I mean, I cannot ignore an M shape completing perfectly at historical levels on this chart. It's scary. It's a very scary chart. Highest level seen today since July 9th. Testing that 200 moving average again. Yeah, that's bad. That's seriously bad. This is where someone goes long on gold against Bitcoin. Yeah. Springback test that's confirmed now. Yeah. Makes me like gold now. Okay. Time to go buy gold Rolex. Cap. Yeah, this is Peter Schiff rubbing his hands chart. This is incredible. This is definitely a good thing for gold, bad for Bitcoin. Which I guess would be bad for alts. Yep, it's true.
Very bad, boys. Very bad.
All right. Well, I'll have another alert set up so don't forget about it. A little XC, a little GLD to your live chat.
Bow to your sensei. Bow to your sensei.
We can look at gold real quick since it's extremely appropriate. Yeah, you see this, man? Oh God, it's starting to look really good. Like, my God, man. All right, we started talking about what was going on, like a lower high, but then the higher low. And so you got like price contraction, but remember the prevailing trend is your friend, bullish, and now we're right now testing the highest level we've seen since August 11th, and it looks like you might be on deck for 34.25. Yep. I'm pretty sure the gold paired against Bitcoin chart is implying this is going to go to all-time highs. And while it's doing it, Bitcoin's going lower. And I get no pleasure out of saying that at all. Gold has not always been the play, dude. Dead 15 years. Shoot. Okay. Yeah, gold's good, man. Wow. All right, next one was SMG. Scott's Miracle Grow company. Scott Carney, what? He got into the Miracle Grow business? For weed? Nah, dude. Not for weed. For weeds. So yes and no. Just want to ask him about that on his next stream. Alright, well, I've never been here before, so I just plotted a couple levels. I'm going to scale out on the weekly to start this thing. Okay, so we got big resistance back from 2007, 2011, 2015, 2009, or 2018. Oh, man, this thing, what the heck? So, let's plot the zone here with the, the marker so you can just see its importance. Well, it's cool that they recaptured the key level. It's very cool that the 2007 peak before the global financial crisis, they have recently recaptured and in a way reconfirmed its validity. Not in a way, they have reconfirmed its validity a couple times actually. So that's good. It's cool that these highs or these lows are higher than this low, the lowest low. But we got to clear 63.37. As you can see, it's a very real resistance point. I mean, you go back to history, you can see its importance, its significance, and we're not above it. So, yeah, you see the peak back from 2014 and the swing low from 2016. Yeah, you got to break that, but wonder if it's like a big M shape and this is like somehow the type 2 return of it. My God, that'd be crazy. So we don't ever, even if we're at a strategic level, right, where someone could strategize a stop loss below 57.81 and let it ride. Like, we still don't act like we know if it's going to hold. It might not hold. So if you break 57.81, you do not want to own this. Probably going right back down to $46. It's a lot of downside. So it is literally all about, can they hold 57.81 and can they capture 63.37, which they haven't been able to yet. If they can, chances are that's your target level, $83. The swing low, the swing low, swing low. Actually, swing high in 2016, swing high, swing. Yeah, that if you broke 63.37 and you were gonna rally off this $83, but man, yeah, you've just been range bound for years, 3 years after crashing. You've never really recovered when everything, like all these stocks have recovered. This doesn't even come close. Something's wrong. Something's off. Like, I can't even tell the composite operator is accumulating a position here. But if he is, he better keep 57.81 propped up, because that for you would be your strategic level to cut your losses and say, I want no more of this. Below that, but above it, hey, you got a small, very small chance. I don't think you have much of an edge here, but you at least can strategize. But gosh dang, man, like, it has to be so bad to just be trading at the same price you were effing trading at 15 plus years ago. It's awful in that way, you know? Yeah, Raven, dude, you name it. S-Coins, Matt. You name the S-Coin. Rip it all. Good for gold, though. Man, that chart's crazy. All right. We're going to be testing some major support resistance soon. 109.35801 on Bitcoin. And Asian session. Will they break it? If they break it, be on the lookout for 108 or 107.9. Yep, 107.9. All right, that was the last request. Marcus Aurelius. Wow, thanks so much for joining, dude. Ancient Roman Emperor. Subbing to the channel, dude.
Hype in the chat!
All right, dude. Well, be on the lookout for Marcus Aurelius in the chat. He might say something insightful for us. Bitcoin low of day. Low of week. Here's the problem, chat. That divergence that, like, it couldn't, we don't know when it's gonna, and it's still there. And now this is the first week of negative momentum received since April 28th. It's a long time. Just beginning to build, and here we are, right back at it, chat. Yeah, just because the histogram goes all wonky, builds positive momentum, all that, doesn't, all this is still ridiculously lower than the previous high. So, I mean, that shooting star reversal is confirmed with follow through, and now the follow through is happening. It's kind of like a little bit like Microsoft, Temu version of it, but oh, see. So Scott.
Hey Ray, thoughts on Citigroup? Thoughtful face emoji.
We just looked at your stock, Miracle Grow. Not doing great, but Citigroup C. Well, bank stock that is extremely elevated. I mean, recently saw all-time highs. Incredible. Well, not all-time highs, excuse me. High multi-year highs, highest level since the global financial crisis. Sweet mother of Jesus. Coming back to this is just crazy to see. Like, look at like Citibank, man. Remember the golden age? 566, 568, then collapsed, and then just been in this uptrend for many years since the bottom. Right, just we're uptrending, man. We're doing it. You broke all, dude. There's no resistance here. Like, there. I mean, okay. Let's just say maybe 113's on deck. Swing high from 1996. Swing low 137. Either way, that's a lot of upside. it is kind of crazy to see what's happening on Citibank. I mean, right? That's pseudo price discovery up here. There's not much. It's straight up, straight down. To break $80 is pretty massive. The last, that 1993 peak, the 2017, 2020, 2021 peak, and even recently in February this year, a little bit reminds me of Ethereum. All these tests and finally breaking it on a grander scale. So I guess you're on deck for 112 on Citi on the weekly. If you're into that kind of thing, all right? So, yep. Yeah, what a trend, man. What a trend. It looks like it's almost like pinneting, like a positive pennant. I mean, right? Isn't that crazy? This is a little pennant, man. Super cute. Cute pennant. I mean, it could morph into something else. Probably will. It's not much data, but that's all you got, right? You broke out multi-year highs, and just that's it. So 113 is the next overhead resistance. Looking left. Nuts, dude. Okay. That was the last request. Scott, I don't know, man, if that's what you were looking for. But that was it. So the big question now, Chad, is we have, you know, the high, the slightly higher high, and the lower high identified now. The failed bullish engulfing. The confirmation line of the double top was broken with the daily close, and so now we have ourselves a confirmed double top. You just do until you don't. How would you don't? Buyers would recapture 112 soon. So now it's like, how will it perform? Well, that's a good question. The performance might not be that great because there's so many possible levels where bids could come in, where like general consensus area where multiple market participants have limit buys, limit orders. But yeah, 109.358, that's one. You don't hold that, it's going to be just a quick shot to 108.7 or 108.4, and then you break that, then it's 106. And if you lose 106, that's when we're kind of doomed. We're just going to be going marking down to 100K. Then we'd be down 24K. Oh my God, from the high. So just pay attention to your levels, man. I hope it holds, but there's a quote, man. What was it? Oh yeah, Turin Bar from Silmarillion. The children of Hurin, son of Turin. Trying to find it. Yes, false hopes are more dangerous than fears, chat. Never forget that quote. All right. So it's okay to be fearful, but it's dangerous to have false hope. And here we are just sitting at that support. Low of day. Right now, man. Okay. Guess I'm having an alert set up. We're going to break support. See lows of the week. All right. I'll be back. Until next time, respect the T.